What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Yesterday, PIXY released a new mini album, and we're checking them out for the first time on this channel. Now, I have heard PIXY before. I heard Let Me Know before I started reacting, and I do know that they've released things since then, but we're like 500 videos deep in our first year, so we've been pretty busy, and they just got overlooked, unfortunately. So we're finally going to check them out with their new release, and this title track is called Villain. So, all right, let's check this out. This is PIXY with Villain.
PIXY has been reborn.
Whoa.
PIXY has been reborn.
Whoa, okay, they're just shooting up the place. Okay, this is very interesting and very eerie. So we hear like an electronic hum in the beginning, and then that hum gets replaced by an 808 that still has the static on top of it, and then that whisper. I need to hear the whisper again. So that's a real electric hum.
PIXY has been reborn.
Now the bass takes over.
PIXY has been reborn.
Ooh, and that's very eerie. So one of them is whispering, PIXY has been reborn, which is eerie enough as it is, but they add a little 808 or a tom at the very last word, and it's just a lower tone. At first, I thought it was they tuned the voice down, which would have been really, really creepy, but it sounds like they just added a bass, but it still gives the same effect. It makes it feel very industrial, like very eerie. So, okay, let's get past this first 13 seconds, but we're going to hear it one more time. If you're new to this channel, we nerd out a lot.
PIXY has been reborn. PIXY has been reborn.
There's another voice back there, too.
Drop that fuck that into life.
Straight into it.
As baby, I just lost my memory in the new life. Into the pitch black universe. I got pitch and mirror.
Okay. Okay, no. Before we get any further, we're 34 seconds into this song, and we haven't heard another instrument or a single instrument other than the bass and drums, percussion sounds, some electronic things, some static, and their voices. Very, very interesting. I need to hear this again. So they're doing the monotone thing, which is very, very cool. Let's go back. And I like the tone that they're in.
Drop that fuck that into life I used to have as baby. I just lost my memory in the new life.
So behind her, it sounds like there's a horn or something, but I think it's actually a vocal doing like or something like that, tuned and made to not sound like a vocal. But that's the only type of musical thing we hear behind her. And it's just very apparent because she's not doing anything that's overly musical, right? The melody she's singing, it is a melody, but it's a very tight melody. It's not there's not a lot of highs, there's not a lot of lows. It's just kind of flat, which is cool. It's just an interesting mix so far. All right.
As baby, I just lost my memory in the new life. Into the pitch black universe. I got pitch and mirror.
And that I thought they introduced an instrument, right? Because all of a sudden we hear a little bit more melody in it, but it's the backup vocals. The backup vocals underneath, again, more monotone melodies for the top line, is doing like a dun 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 dun. So it's a descent underneath, but it adds more melody to it, and all of a sudden it changed that section. It just made it stand apart from the first half of the verse. Really, really cool, and I still don't know what's going on in the instrumental. Whoa! Who is she? Love her tone. And her tone. Is this the pre-chorus? Whoa. Okay, we're gonna pause here. Okay, so we finally, I was about to say we almost got our first instrument, but it's a very heavily processed guitar and another horn sound. But then all of a sudden, for the second half of that chorus, you could feel, or you could hear in the background, an actual guitar there. This song is super, super interesting, and it's right up my alley because I love like darker tones, darker concepts, the whispery thing, Phanogram, Purity Ring, Portishead, right? Bjork, like it feels very, I don't want to say experimental, but very alternative. And that is right up my alley. It's really, really cool. It doesn't really feel like K-pop, to be honest, which I'm totally fine with. Let's go back though and hear this again because I was totally thrown off. Let's hear it from here, I guess. Yeah, that sounds like a guitar. Barely. I love it. I'll wait to hear it again. Dami vibes. The guitar's still there. So they... Hold on. This is such an interesting song because it's all about the vocals, right? It's all about the vocals, and the instrument is just creating the atmosphere. Like it's creating the tone that best suits what they're portraying in their vocals, right? Like that's just songs, right? That's just what music is. But they're doing it in a very non-musical way with very non-musical sounds. And the musical sounds or the musical instruments that we do here, they're so sparse and they're used so sparingly that it's just, you forget that they're even there. The guitar is barely heard, but it's heard enough to get the point across. And then all of a sudden here, I thought it was percussion, but I think it's actually the bass, either the high strings on a bass or a guitar. Let's go back and hear this. It's like a knocking. Guitar in the right ear. That. Hey, I think it's a guitar. I want to know that too. Okay. Okay, we're gonna pause here. So I didn't want to address it on the first listen to the chorus. I wanted to see how it hit in the second. So there's a quite clearly a male voice that comes in that says villain. And to be honest with you, it takes me out of the song. Like they're creating this really cool avant-garde type of vibe, but that very clear, that very present male voice, who is probably one of the producers, it just takes me out of it. And I kind of wish they had used, that devil voice, as I call it, that demon voice, the low-tuned voice that we hear a lot in K-pop and in a lot of different kinds of music. I kind of wish they would have tuned that voice to have more of that effect, because something about how clear it is. It just sounds like a guy just saying villain all of a sudden when they're presenting this very much darker kind of artsy type of song and concept, and all of a sudden somebody just pops in and says villain, right? So it's not a song breaker for me. I'm sure I'll get used to it, but I really wish that voice was tuned or some kind of effect, right? Distortion, something on it. So all right, let's go back and then hear this chorus and maybe a bridge.
Can I promise? Clock is ticking. 내게 잡혀. 발버둥치는 너. Recognize me. 알잖아 이제 네가 말해봐. Who am I?
Villain.
Yeah, it'll grow on me, I guess.
Villain.
We'll see. All right, where are we going? Pulsating bass. Shit. Ooh, that was a very beautiful tone and also a very cool delay. Okay, that rapper, she gives me Dami vibes, but she also gives me Moonbull vibes. Really, really cool range. Let's go back and hear this. There's something right under her part. That pulsating bass. It's a very cool. They're little plucks in the background, and they're arpeggiated. When they first come in, it almost has like a horror film type of vibe melody that they're playing, but then it changes and it feels more like a classical music. See if you can hear those arpeggiated high-pitched plucks back there. Not quite a bell. They don't have the resonance of a bell, but just listen for little bright plucks behind her. Very cool. And that delay. And her.
Villain.
Stop. That is so good. Oh. More? Teasing what's next? A feather. Okay. Maybe another video? Okay. Let's let this finish like we always do. Okay, so that last section was really, really cool. And one of them even smiled, which they haven't smiled at, I don't think, not in a non-menacing way anyway, throughout the whole song. So it got a little bit lighter, right? But it still felt, with the la 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 part, but it still felt mischievous. It still felt eerie, right? Even though it felt a little brighter. That was really, really nice. And yeah, this song is like, it's so interesting because, again, it's just so sparse. It reminds me almost of like an Only One Of track, like interesting like that. And in that vein, I wonder how K-pop stans are gonna receive this song. It doesn't have many views, unfortunately. It definitely deserves them because it's very, very good, very creative, and very much their own sound, and very different from Let Me Know. Now, I don't know what their musical journey has been and the releases between that song and this one, but it's a big difference. Like this, the girl crush stuff from Let Me Know is gone. Like they've been through some stuff, so I'm assuming it was a good transition, but I'm sure we're gonna hear those songs too. But yeah, I wonder if a song like this is gonna go over people's heads, right, or not be their type of thing, because it is very avant-garde, it's very artistic, but it's very cool. Like this song will be on all kinds of playlists for me because it fits right in there with just background music, right, especially with the whispery type of tone that's there, and the way the instrumental's built. So it's on that type of playlist. It's on chill vibe. This song suits all kinds of playlists. Probably also because, again, Portishead, Phanogram, Purity Ring, Bjork, like all of these artists that I've loved over the years, it's right up my alley, and that alternative vibe as well. So this was very, very good. This is playlist, obviously, and we're gonna check out more from them. So you guys tell me everything you know about them. Let me know what I should hear next, and also any good B-sides for our B-side segment. So, all right, really enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time. Peace.